This is San Diego News Daily.
I'm Monica Dean. Let's get right into your top local stories. A San Diego City Council committee is hearing public comment on a proposed ballot measure to tax certain vacation homes and rentals. It would apply to full-time and whole home vacation rentals. Those are the ones you'll see on this map here in yellow and orange, more than 10,000 in all. Supporters say taxing these properties would generate money for those who actually live here, but opponents say it would hurt San Diegans. NBC7's Audra Stafford spoke with people on both sides of the issue.
If you walk along just about any street here in Mission Beach, including this one, you'll find a lot of short-term rentals. This is one right over here, and actually just across the way is another one, this property right here. There are actually nearly 2,000 properties here in Mission Beach that are whole home or full-time vacation rentals. And Councilmember Shawneelo Rivera says it's time that the owners of these properties and thousands more throughout the city pay their fair share. This morning, Elo Rivera joined a group of San Diegans outside City Hall to rally in support of what's being called the Vacation Home Operation Tax to preserve housing. The proposed tax would apply to homes that sit empty for most of the year and homes that are used primarily as short-term rentals. And Elo Rivera says it could generate tens of millions of dollars for the city and return neighbors to neighborhoods. According to city data, there are about 10,600 homes that fall into these two categories. That's about 2% of all housing units in San Diego.
This is not an empty nester, a grandmother and a grandfather who rent a room out to help pay the bills. That's not who this tax applies to. This is about people who've taken homes out of communities like this one and said, we're going to evict the tenants here and we're going to turn this into a de facto hotel.
But local short-term rental hosts and the Chamber of Commerce say the proposed tax would hurt San Diegans. The Chamber's president and CEO, Chris Cate, says an overwhelming majority of Airbnb hosts are locals.
These are folks who may have a duplex or an extra property on their lots and who need to make ends meet because of the high cost of living and all of the added expenses that are coming from the city council. As opposed to addressing the root causes of why it's so difficult for San Diegans to get by.
Cate argues short-term rental owners are already paying a transient occupancy tax and says because the money generated by this new tax would go into the general fund, there's no guarantee it would go toward housing or neighborhoods. One thing that is guaranteed, both sides are prepared for a fight. I'm Audra Stafford, NBC7.
Again, the Rules Committee is considering the proposal now. Unless it's voted down, it will be heard again before moving to the full City Council for consideration. If that happens and the proposed tax ultimately ends up on the ballot, it likely won't be until next June at the earliest. An effort by a county lawmaker to ban foreign investors from purchasing homes in San Diego has failed. The County Board of Supervisors voted down a proposal by Supervisor Jim Desmond aimed at enacting new restrictions on foreign investment in entry-level and single-family housing. Opponents voiced general concern that the proposal would discriminate against home buyers of certain nationalities. But Desmond said the restrictions would only apply to foreign corporations. Supervisors on both sides of the issue say they are committed to improving home ownership opportunities. Meteorologist Angelica Campos joins us now with a look at your forecast. Hi there.
Hi, Monica, and we've already felt the changes of the season with those cool mornings and nice afternoons, but this afternoon is a little bit cooler, nice and sunny, breezy. The winds are a lot stronger as we head into the desert communities. We actually have a wind advisory over there, and right now the temperatures are in the low 70s, which is nice, not too bad for the season, just a little bit cooler than the normal. If you're going to be hanging out downtown San Diego, this is what you can expect hour by hour. At 6 p.m., 7 o'clock, you'll start to see those clouds rolling in, turning mostly cloudy as we go into tonight. Near the coast, temperatures here will average in the upper 60s at 5, 65 at 8, but turning mostly cloudy as we go into the evening hours. In our inland communities, we'll enjoy sunshine through the afternoon, mostly sunny at 3, and look at that by the evening, turning mostly cloudy with temperatures dropping to 63. Moderate rip currents, we do have those swells between 2 and 4 feet. We'll have your 10-day coming up. Monica, back to you.
Thank you, Angelica. Making sure San Diego County is fire ready, the new tool that will help fight fires even in the dark of night. We'll have that story coming up next. Stay with us.
You count on breaking news
We continue to monitor several new developments.
and help preparing for the unexpected.
A red flag warning will start tomorrow.
You count on stories from your community. You count on getting different points of view
We're still human.
and your voice being heard.
The air is not safe.
You count on in-depth reporting
They were saying, finally, we feel that we're being taken seriously.
because you know the whole story is more than just the headline. This is coverage you count on, only on NBC 7 and Telemundo 20.
This is San Diego News Daily.
I'm Monica Dean. Welcome back. The La Mesa Community and Police Department is honoring the fallen officer who was killed in the line of duty Monday night. Lauren Craven was trying to help the victims of a rollover crash on the I-8 when she was struck and killed by another car. The La Mesa police chief says that compassion to help others resonated with him even before she was an officer.
During her hiring process, she wrote, and this is an amazing quote, "It has always been my passion to serve others, and there has never been a doubt in my mind that being a law enforcement officer is what I was meant to do."
The crash killed one other person. The victim's family has now identified him as 19-year-old Devontae Morris. The family told NBC7 he was loving, caring, respectful, and helped to take care of his little brother. A San Diego jury has found a man guilty of making threats against an elementary school in Carmel Mountain Ranch. Prosecutors say Lee Lohr repeatedly threatened to carry out a shooting at Shoal Creek Elementary, less than a mile from his home. During the trial, his defense lawyer argued that Lohr was innocent because he never directly threatened the school. Instead, he sent the threats as replies to random spam emails. Lohr is set to be sentenced next month. He faces a maximum sentence of 3 years in state prison. This is the time of year when San Diego experienced some of its biggest wildfires ever, and now the county is even more prepared to fight the flames from the sky and at night. Local leaders approved the $38 million purchase of a Firehawk helicopter from SDG&E for night flying. The Firehawk can carry 1,000 gallons of water per drop, and it has a longer flight time than helicopters currently owned by San Diego County. The county will take control of the helicopter next fall. Right now, our region has a dozen firefighting helicopters and planes.
It's going to be crucial for us to help prevent the devastation that we saw occurred in January this year in Los Angeles. Not completely prevent it, but help prevent it.
Okay, so you know our weather often plays a role in firefighting, especially this time of year. We're going to have a check on your forecast with Angelica Campos right after this.
NBC 7 and Telemundo 20. Weather coverage you count on. You count on accuracy.
The winds are going to be increasing.
You count on these experts.
Take a look here at our future weather.
In 2 languages.
Más de 3 pulgadas de precipitación.
You count on innovative tech.
You look at our first alert Doppler radar.
From a team you depend on.
Dry conditions to round out this week.
You count on early warnings.
Because we had pretty significant rain.
Because you know every second counts.
It just kept getting worse and worse.
This is First Alert Weather. This is coverage you count on. Only on NBC 7 and Telemundo 20.
And the weather is getting a lot more active to our north. We're going to see changes here for the next several days. In fact, 7 to 10 days is going to be more like a roller coaster. This afternoon, mostly sunny, a little bit on the cooler side in comparison to yesterday, only by a couple of degrees. We gained those back tomorrow, and then for the weekend, temperatures will be cooling back down. So that's what I'm talking about. Breezy conditions, a low pressure system just over the area is going to be making its way off to the east. In the wake of it, gusty winds for our deserts. Other than that, clear skies right now, and really not expecting to see any of those clouds until later tonight. We have a double comet show. The best time to see it will be around 8 p.m. And of course, the farther inland you go, the better visibility you're going to have. This is a very rare event, so take advantage of it. Send your photos so we can share them later tonight. Overnight lows will be in the 50s along the coast, low 50s also inland, 40s in the mountains, breezy conditions and cooler into our deserts. Here's your 10-day forecast. Tomorrow, 70s near the coast, warming up on Friday, then cooling back down. We're going to feel those winds as the next storm system travels to our north on Sunday. But next week, expect those temperatures to heat back up. We'll see some 80s even near the coast on Wednesday. So we just can't get used to the weather because it's going to be changing very rapidly. In the mountains, 60s today, 70s tomorrow, and almost 80s by Friday. Deserts are going to be in the 90s on Friday, but windy as we go into tonight with a wind advisory until midnight.
All right. Thank you, Angelica. More coverage you count on at NBC7.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.